Now we should be live. It's, yeah, technical problems. I've already done all the intro. I got to do it again. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Division 2 round number 9, the Mystery Grand Prix. It now definitely says I'm live, and it should definitely be live this time.
It is live.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm not going to wait any more time. We've got the wheel. It's going to spin for 25 seconds. Last night it was only 10, but I was told it should do it for longer. There's no Britain reverse on the wheel. There's every other track not on the current calendar. Obviously Britain being last night. But without further ado, let's get this wheel spun. Hold 25 seconds of anticipation as we wait for it to go around. I mean, last time I pressed the start stream button, it just didn't start. And it looks like it's heading towards the first few tracks. Probably going to be Bahrain. Yeah, it's going to stop on Bahrain. It's not Austria reverse, which is a shame. I clearly didn't read it well enough. And it's landed on Bahrain. So, now we wait for Mihai to change the track, and then we are ready to
Oh, I have
go.
to change the track. Oops.
Oh, I mean, wait for...
I told him to ready up before I actually changed the track. There we go.
Okay, yeah, the stream didn't go up the first time, so... Yeah. Anyway, we're here now. We're in Bahrain. We're ready to go.
I am so happy it's Bahrain, because that means I have absolutely no chance of having to do it on Saturday.
Yeah, fair enough. There's still... I hope it's Austria reverse tomorrow, to be honest.
Tomorrow? I won't be there tomorrow.
Not tomorrow, Saturday.
You can be if you like, but there won't be any points for it.
Yeah. So, Bahrain is a track that the 2026 cars haven't raced at and won't race at because for some reason, or no, for known reasons.
Well, they have tested around here at least.
True, yeah, but that was like barely even these cars.
One must say Bahrain also is a track that exists, and I think that's all you can say about Bahrain on the game. It's, in my opinion, one of the least...
Yeah, it's...
I will never look forward to a Bahrain race.
Bahrain is the plain track. The default track. I feel like it's just like...
I don't even know, because the default track to me would be like... I don't mind it either, but I hate driving Bahrain.
I don't hate Bahrain personally. To me, Bahrain is like the digestive biscuit of tracks. It's just that.
I mean, it produces fine racing. Let's get that out the way.
But on the game, it's like...
Oh, especially in real life, but on the game as well. Like, I'm definitely still like... If I was a driver right now, I'd be absolutely fuming. But as a commentator, I'm
no, for Bahrain's like a
chill.
6 out of 10. Maybe like 6.5. Going a little bit higher.
I would say to watch it's like IRL, like an 8.
Yeah,
it's a
IRL
really good
is
track,
like
IRL. On the game, like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's all right. Nothing wrong with it to watch, but to drive like a 0, literally, I hate it.
Yeah, it's...
And I can't even explain why, because I don't really have an explanation or reason why I think I'm slow here. I just always have been.
Yeah. I don't know, people just have bogey tracks of that sense.
I mean, back in the day, I could blame it on pad traction, being like super OP around here. But that's not been a thing for the last few years. The one thing that we do at least can be fairly certain of, that will be a dry race. That will make everyone's life quite a bit easier.
Which is a shame, because wet races are fun. Or they can be. They can also be rubbish, depends. There's a chance it rains. It rains in deserts.
I mean, yeah, the chance isn't literally 0, but I'd be very surprised if it rained.
Yeah.
So 18 cars on today's grid, a very, very strong grid. We've got 5 reserves as well. Jonathan in the V car. We've got Sean back on the grid in the Williams. We've got Dylan in the Haas. Matic in the Ferrari. And then there's... wait, was that 5?
I don't know, I wasn't counting. Cammy Boy.
Did I forget one?
Cammy Boy Cadillac.
Cammy Boy plays as well, sorry.
Yeah.
In the Cadillac, there we go.
And the first car we get, out on track, out of everyone, it just had to be Mihai, didn't it? And he's locked straight up on his outlap. Coming straight out the pits, he just locks up.
Incredible.
Yeah. Great display of talent there from Mihai.
Bahrain also is another track similar to yesterday, where the battery is going to play a huge factor. I mean, there is some braking zones in between, but you have essentially, with the straight coming into the last corner, the straight coming into turn 1, and the straight into turn 4,
Yeah.
3 really long straights right next to each other, and all of which will require a lot of EIS to be used. I mean, especially at turn 1 you can recharge a good bit, but still, like, you're never gonna come out of that corner on 100.
Last corner, it's a decent braking zone. But it's not
I mean,
like
you go
heavy
down like
braking zone.
from 7th or 8th to 4th,
Yeah.
maybe 3rd.
But then it's not like turn 1, which is like a 3rd or 2nd gear corner.
2nd gear definitely on
yeah.
this game, yeah.
But like it's that's a 4th or 3rd corner, and turn 1's like a 3rd or 2nd corner. It's fairly decent difference in terms of the actual like braking speed. Or not braking speed, but like braking. ABS is forced off.
What?
Maybe that's why Mihai locked up in turn 1.
Oh my god! I'm a knobhead. We have to restart for that.
Great.
Fuck.
So that's why Mihai came out of the pits and locked straight up in turn 1. But let's
Yeah,
I
that
just want to watch
explains
Mihai
so
into turn
much.
1 and see how much he locks up. And he's not too bad. All he said is, never mind, laughing emoji, good pop.
Right, I will make a new lobby. Fuck's sake.
Oh, there's now AI Norris and AI Piastri that have spawned in on the grid, as with AI Leclerc and Bortoletto. Don't know where they came from. Alright, nice opportunity to talk about the standings, I know. And Gabri currently
Yeah, you just I'll make a new lobby.
And after the last race, which, Gabri taking the win in the end, he's extended his championship lead by a huge swing over Pubdog, who didn't score any points in the main race. It's now a 48-point advantage for Gabri over Pubdog and D-Stream, who are tied for 2nd place. Pubdog is ahead on countback with his 2 race wins to D-Stream's 0. D-Stream having a very solid season, having started out in Division 3. He's come up into... he's been forced into Division 2. He was racing here anyway. He's done every race, actually. But he was kicked out of Division 3, now doing Division 2 full-time. And he's getting solid results, also rather consistent. He's had a couple of no-scores, but those being Austria, the first race, and Madrid, which, from what I'd guess of a Madrid race, could have been basically anything happening there. I wasn't there for that one.
I can't remember it for the life of me. I have memory loss.
Oh yeah, we know that, but then you've got, it's really those top 3 that you'd say are in the title fight, but then beyond that, it's not, they're already 48 points back. It's less of a deficit from 48 to 63 than it is from 0 to 48. So Joe being in 4th on 63, Mihai is in 5th, having not attended last race. He fell down behind Joe and is now, he's now 75 behind. He's got Morbat and Berman, both 81 behind, so only 6 points behind him that he needs to worry about as well. Though they both missed the first 3 races and are getting themselves back up into the fight. I'd say also in the constructors, you got Mercedes 34 clear of Haas, having taken, and Haas clawed it back in the last race, but it's just the consistency of Mercedes having 2 drivers fighting for that, and 2 drivers in the top 4 being the big difference. Even though Gabri does have a big lead, it's just it's the 2 Mercedes both being up there that's what gets them the lead in the standings. Is the new lobby up?
Yeah, but you're not showing online for me, so for some reason.
Is Mihai in?
I just invited him.
Well, okay, I need. Of course, I'm not showing online. Why would I be showing online? That would be preposterous. Yeah. So. I need to join back at some point.
There you go, now you're online.
Cool, okay. Game being stupid, because who'd have thought? Yeah, so then last time out we had an entertaining race in Australia with the sprint and then the main. Obviously, the sprint race was always going to be entertaining with everyone starting out of with everyone starting out of position in the sprint is always going to be a bit chaotic. Morbat making the most of it to take a very solid victory, only to spin out towards the end and come home with just the 1 point, which was a shame for him, but he's showing the pace. He definitely could challenge. It just has to come, it just has to work out for him. Then main race, you had Gabri in the fight pretty much the entire time. Morbat was there until his mistake at the end. Joe put to be facing the wrong way on lap 1, basically last at turn 3. And then he comes back to being right there with Gabri on the final lap, fighting for that win. Unfortunate for him to have not taken it in the end. I'm running out of things to say to fill the time.
I'm basically back now. I think I've got everyone in. We should be 19 now since Skoloin is racing. So just missing Skoloin and one more, but I'm not sure who.
Yeah.
Phantom, I think.
Morbat
yeah, Phantom and Skoloin.
Jonathan need to choose their car. Phantom's in. There's now 17 in the lobby.
Oh, Phantom is in. Okay, so then it's someone else is missing.
Skoloin says he's coming mid-quali.
Okay.
I don't know if I could, like... I don't have stream mode turned on, hold on. Where does it come up?
Oh, Cameron.
Ah. Why is streamer mode in the appearance section of Discord? Appearance, like, okay. Should be in mode, like, notification settings, really. It's whatever. Yeah, so... In a second, we hopefully should be able to go again. Only 18 minutes behind. Right, and now we go again. And hopefully ABS is allowed this time.
Yeah, so, sorry for that. I need to just reset the settings. Nothing I can say, really.
Yeah. Watch traction control not be on.
No, I double-checked, triple-checked everything this time. This time everything is correct.
Yeah. I mean... Yeah, it's just what happens if you, like, when you're hosting lobbies, you are going to do that at some point. I think anyone...
I mean, we've run, like... What, across all divisions, like 500 races?
Yeah, sounds about
right. Not quite, probably. And I've hosted most of them. Eventually, I'll have a fuck-up. You have to forgive me.
And you've presumably had a couple in the past as well, because, like, who doesn't? You are going to mess things up.
I'm only human after all.
Yeah.
Don't put the blame on me.
Hey, you can still take responsibility. Still be accountable and responsible.
For fuck's sake, it's making a reference. How old were you when that song was released?
Good question. I don't know. I don't know what year it was released.
10 years ago.
So what? 2016?
I believe so. Yeah, July 21st, 2016. It was
I
released on
was
YouTube.
6.
Amazing.
Yeah. I was like a couple months away from my 7th birthday. What did I do for my 7th birthday? I don't know. Can't remember. That was too long ago to remember. I don't know, just think about it, because I've been thinking about my birthday, because it's soon. But I could not tell you what I did for my 7th birthday. Maybe I could find it somewhere in the back of my brain, but...
I couldn't tell you mine either. Who remembers that?
5. I've been called an unk because I was 6 and Cole was 5.
But how's Normie an Ang, bro? Right, yeah, the reason no one saw your messages in chat is because you're swearing in every message and they all got fucking hidden. So, yeah, Jerry's messages read, fuck me in the ass and call me Bob. That got hidden. HF in Bahrain, fuck us, that got hidden. And then the last one was, if I were up to get in the pedals, could I do the race for suicidal thoughts? That also got hidden.
Yeah, so all I saw...
That's why Numi didn't react to your shit.
All I saw was... was laughing emoji, good comms. That's all I saw. Right, we've got Cars and Track again. We've got Cammy Boy on his outlap.
And this time the car will actually brake the way you want it to.
As well as the Alpines of Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, I assume, but I don't see his name anywhere on the where. Oh, there he is. He's 7th. AC, yeah. Then there's the Williams of not Shauna's picks, although Shauna is just coming out now. Pretty much everyone heading out onto the track because they've had a bit more time to work out what they're doing on the track. Galbraith said he was watching an ERS guide during the restart.
Oh, that's probably why Mihai asked me for a respin, but it's not that deep.
Yeah. And they... Like
you could have just watched an ERS guide in the first 2 minutes of qualifying and had the same result.
I mean, exactly. Like, you're not going to go out... Oh, you don't need to go out.
That restart took us like 10 minutes or so, not even.
Yeah.
You're not going to get practice in that time, it's not that deep, really.
Like, and you don't need to go out until... Like, if you want to do 3 runs, you can go out like 14, 13 minutes, depending how much you want to push it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. There is a big old train coming down into the last corner. You'd think they're going to back off and leave a bit more time, like, leave a bit more of a gap, but AC is right on the back of the car in front of them. As Cammy Boy heads down into turn 1 for the first lap we're going to see in this qualifying session. Unlike Silverstone Reverse, I think the drivers will have a bit more of an idea where they're going around here, and you know,
You'd hope so.
There's a higher chance they've driven the track already on this game because, and like we were saying, it's a more conventional track. And
yeah, I think many leagues do Bahrain really, especially as an early round, like as a season opener or something. It's a I mean, we were talking shit about the track, but it is just like a solid 6 out of 10 or so of a track, really. I mean, for me personally, I hate it, but that's my own personal feeling. Like, I think in general, people see it. I don't think people see it as like a crazy good or crazy bad track. Really, it's just
it's solid.
It's just there.
Yeah, it's there. It's solid. No one's gonna complain if it's put on the calendar. Like, you might dislike the track, but you can understand why it's there. Like, you're not going to be mad about it being included on the calendar.
Rapstar's retired?
He had a quality ban, I believe.
Oh yeah, good to know.
He was talking
about
it.
There's a few quality bans as well. I think AC has one as well.
Was his in Division 3 only?
I can't remember. I mean, he's out on track right now. I would hope he knows.
Yeah, he was definitely saying something, like asking whether it was Division 3 only, so presumably it is. I think
that was called Matic who asked that.
I think they both did.
Both did? Okay.
Yeah. I think. I don't know. I'm not an admin, it's not my responsibility. Cammy Boy across the line, 31.0 first lap. Beaten by Pix with a 30.3. AC with a 30.4. Scooby-Doo 30.8. Joe with a 28.3 to raise the benchmark a little bit further by a couple more seconds. Berman 28.8 goes half a second behind. Then it's the Red Bull of Kuko who's just starting lap. Then you've got the Ferrari
Sean and Gary
across the line
in
now.
formation. Gary's getting a fat toe from his old rival.
Yeah,
Like,
but then
he's gained like half a second from this minimum, and he's still only second.
28.7. He might have lost a little bit. I don't know how close he was in sort of the middle sector, and that sort of passed the track. Pubdog 28.7 as well, matches what Gabri does. 29.0 from Mihai. Then you have, I believe that will be Dylan coming around the final corner. Indeed it is. He's just on his outlap. Next is Jonathan, who's clearly going
Also
again.
on that lap.
Yeah, he wasn't on a lap. He's clearly backed off somewhere
Next
in
car
the
is
first half.
AC, who is currently 2 tenths down on his previous best.
And he's just done. Yeah, he's already done his lap, so it's gonna be Kook, I want to say.
AC has gone again.
Has he actually?
Oh, he's 8 tenths down. Never mind.
Yeah, okay.
I think he tried, but he's way down because he hadn't got the ERS.
Kuko's invalidated, so I believe it is going to be Codematic, the next car to the line. Ooh, as he gets a slide coming through turn 11 as he heads up the hill in towards the right-hander of 13. It's the only real... I don't know what I'm trying to say about that. There's 2 more braking zones up. Oh, there's 1 more braking zone after that. There's another slide, though, as he comes through 13. The Aston Martin jumps out the way in front of him as he comes down into the final corner that's allegedly 2 corners, but it's just 1. He's going to get the straight mode before he comes to the line. Very decent toe, that probably won't affect his time. It's 29.2 from Codematic. He's locked into 6th place, a couple of tenths behind Mihai, and then there's a huge gap behind him of a second.
Jonathan near the end of the lap, currently 20 seconds up. And with almost a full battery coming into the second to last straight.
Yeah, he's just...
Let's see how far up the field he can go here. I think he's actually saved too much battery.
he's
The
got
only
too
body
much
won't get
battery.
anywhere near 0.
He's not going to use all that up as he comes towards the line. He's going to finish on about 30%. Someone just improved that. That was Dylan going into 7th place, and Jonathan slots it behind him into 8th, 29.9, and then a 30.1. There's still a 7/10 gap between Codematic and Dylan. So there's a clear split in that field, isn't there?
Yeah, you still have the top 6, and even within the top 6, I mean, Codematic is 9 tenths away from Joe. Well, Joe is quite far away from everybody, really. I mean, Gabri and Pubdog are very close in 2nd and 3rd. Berman as well, only a 10th behind Pubdog. So yeah, it's quite close in the fight for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, even 5th with Mihai. But big gaps from Codematic to Dylan and Joe to everyone right now.
I think, especially in a mystery Grand Prix, finding 3 tenths is that's not that big of a gap.
Yeah, you'd expect the gaps to be bigger as people like get a groove into the track, and like the early laps always are a bit messy, and obviously the variation will be bigger in the lap times. We saw it yesterday as well, like people gain loads of time throughout the session. It won't be as extreme this time since people are, Bahrain has been around for over 20 years in Formula 1 now. I think 2004 would have been the first race, so yeah, 22 years of this track being on the calendar.
There was definitely a year where they didn't have it. 2009?
Yeah, 2011.
Was it? Oh no, there was a year it was off. So there hasn't
2011.
Yeah.
There was a some political tension in Bahrain 2011, and this year as well, of course, 2026 once again. Political tension. Well, they did race twice here in the COVID year,
That's true.
2020, on the outer layout. I'm sad that I never got out to the game. It's a really fun layout.
Yeah.
Although I think with these cars, probably not so much.
Oh, with these cars it would be hell.
Codemasters, I will pay you any money in the world to add it to the game. I just need to see how bad it would be on these cars. And of course the layout from 2020, the endurance layout. There's 3 different layouts that this track has run. And only 2 ever made it to the game, one of them not being one that's actually been run in real life. And also removed at this point from the game, unfortunately, the Bahrain short layout. Basically, right about where you see on the track map, the 1 for sector 1, you just turn hard right.
That was
come out. Yeah, it was a very weird layout. Sean Moore right now with a bit of a toe from the Alpine ahead of him.
And a 2.8
Hopefully
second
now coming to the last corner.
Kuko's jumped up into P6 while all that was going on. Saw most of his lap on board. Sean was 1.1 seconds down in the first 2 sectors, so...
Oh yeah, he's way down after the 1.4, yeah. Despite the slipstream, couldn't gain in time. Papdog is on the way for his second lap of the session.
Yeah, he's just coming into turn number 4 now, where you can see on the left-hand side, that's where Bahrain outer layout went off, that we were just talking about. He's going to come through into the S's though, 3 tenths up through Sector 1, which should already get him towards what Joe has done, but the thing with this game is there's so much difference just in the battery. Maybe those 3 tenths...
Well, his battery's almost full, so I don't think
yeah,
that's a
I
problem
know,
here.
but like, it could just be he's using his battery differently. You can't read too much into it, especially when people are trying to figure out battery management. Pablo goes way
that
better
valid?
10, goes fully off the track. It's still considered valid. I guess he just lost enough time that the game didn't care as he comes into 11. They're not quite going up to the white line in some of the corners, but at the same time, the slower you go, the more recharge you get. It's a little bit counterintuitive. He's now 2 tenths down, I'm not sure. And maybe he can make it back up with the battery, but...
Certainly not to get Joe, but maybe he can get Gabri if he uses more battery in the last sector than he did last time.
There are so many differences that come down on this game to the ERS. We'll see Pablo coming around the final corner. He is going to take the line, so maybe he's got a chance of improving across the line.
No.
He does find time in that final sector.
Unfortunately not.
But yeah, he doesn't improve. It's a 10.5 down in the end. We've got Gabri coming through the end of Sector 1 as well. He's a tiny bit up, about a bit under half a tenth through Sector 1. There's loads of cars heading towards the line now. You've got Sean, who
Behind
again
Validated, Joe and
hasn't
Berman also on the way, so the top 4, well, apart from Papdog, all on laps at the moment.
AC abandons his lap coming into the pit lane, even though he was improving in the first 2 sectors. As there's a couple more cars coming to the line. That's Morbat. Then it's going to be the Racing Bulls, which is going to be Jonathan. And then, yeah, I don't think we have actually too many in the last
Gabri's
sector.
next one over on our
Yeah.
lap right now. Followed by Joe. So the 2 on the front row. Gabri almost 3 tenths up in the middle sector. Purple middle sector. But the battery at 40%, a little bit low maybe coming into the last sector. Let's see if he can still gain a bit of time and challenge Joe, sorry. Joe himself though, 3.5 tenths up in the first sector. After the second, 4.5 tenths up. Huge improvement coming from Joe.
And Gabri's going to come to the line now. He goes slightly onto the grass. He tried to open up that final corner. It's a bit under 3 tenths gained. It's not enough to get Joe. And Joe looks set to further extend that advantage at the top as he comes round the final corner now. Takes a little bit neater than Gabri. Has a little bit more battery left maybe as well. As he crosses the line, he's lost some time in that final sector. Improves by just under 3 tenths of a second. It's a 28.0. And now Gabri's got to find another 3.5 tenths of a second if he wants to be in the fight for pole. As Berman jumps up into P3, he's 6 tenths off though. What?
Oh, Dylan, 7 tenths gained. Big improvement coming there as well. That would put him close to Codematic and Kuko.
Sean jumps up to 29.8. He's found half a second in that lap. Dylan coming around the final corner, still with a very healthy amount of battery left as he comes up to the line. And he improves by almost a second, 9 tenths to go up
And
into
now comes
P5
Morbat
out of
over the
Eli.
line, goes top.
Morbat goes fastest.
27.890 on his first lap of the session. Morbat from out of nowhere.
2 tenths of a second clear of what Joe managed, 6 tenths clear of Gabri. That's a very good lap, and it puts him with a very strong chance of taking that pole. And, because that's his first lap of the session, I believe, he has also saved a tyre compared to everyone else.
Cammy Boy around the final corner right now. I'm not sure if Morbat actually had a lap earlier and he just validated, but that was his first valid lap for sure. Cammy Boy improves by 8 tenths and jumps to P12 with a 130.156. It was slightly behind Jonathan. Picks right now 3 tenths up in the first sector though, so he's looking to get that back and maybe have a look at the top 10 if he can beat Sean.
Codematic jumped up back ahead of Dylan as that was happening. He did a 28.8. Scaloin now joins the session. We might... Okay, no, we don't have... I just saw Rossi talking in the chat and Cole was trying to get him to join, but he's not going to because he's still on holiday, I think. And then we don't have all that many cars coming to the line now because that's Sean. He's not another lap. So then it goes back...
Pick's about to go over the line, but he's going back to the pit. No, he's staying out of track after all, but he doesn't improve.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see. They've got AC crossing the line.
Kuko.
Lap. Yeah, does go all the way down.
The only one, I think.
Goes all the way back to Kuko. He's almost 3 tenths up through sector 1. It's a drift coming through turn number 10, but he's kept that mostly in a straight line, maybe even helping the rotation to flick the rear around. He's quite low on battery. He's going to be in trouble coming through the final sector unless he recharge. I don't know how much he recharged through sort of uphill section.
Because this is a flat corner, you can't really recharge. He uses even more boost, which, yeah, he's at nearly 0 now coming to the last sector. He will lose a ton of them. He's 8/10 up.
And maybe,
but
if this was the same,
I would say he's going to be at about 3/10 maximum coming over the line. He will lose half a second from here easily.
It depends if this was
Unless he did the same earlier.
If it's
in which case, that'd be quite impressive if he can get like a low 28 with this horrible ES deployment.
So we're going to see Kuka come to the line now, into the line. Yeah.
Oh wow, he lost that much that it wasn't even worth finishing. So right now AC and Pix are the only Pix are unveiled now. I think AC is on a push lap, so currently in 14th, a 130.418, exactly a 10th behind Pix ahead of him.
There's also Phantom on an out who's going to come into that.
And AC up by 8 whole tenths and 29.6. That will put him into the top 10.
Yeah, it'd be a good lap if you can get this one across the line. I don't know how his battery management was on his previous lap. He's coming into turn number 14, the final couple of corners. Around the final corner comes AC and up towards the line. It's a 29.4 even to go into P10.
And he's really happy with that.
Yeah. 4 tenths ahead of Sean, 2 tenths behind Kuko.
Phantom is on the way for his one and only
chance, but he's not going to make it back out for another lap. So, unless he's got the fuel on board, that's going to be the last we see of AC in this qualifying session.
Phantom with a 28.7 in the first sector, compared to Mobile here at 28.1, 6 tenths off already. And that can't be all EAS for sure.
Yeah. I mean, this is Phantom's first lap of the session. He won't quite have the deployment and
quite deep through turn 10 there.
Yeah, it's partly he probably is just warming up right now on his on his first push lap. We've got a few yellow flags in sector 1, but that's just people getting out of the way of, trying to not be in the way of the laps when they come out of the pit lane, although Phantom is the only one currently on his lap as he comes up the hill. It's 107.5 in the first 2 sectors, snaking the rear again through turn 13, hits the straight mode board on the exit of the corner as well, coming down into the final corner still with a decent bit of battery left, should do him nicely up to the line, and we'll see.
Yeah, I might just sneak to the top 10 here, I'm not too sure, could be close.
Phantom crosses the line. It's a 129.0. He goes into 8th place with his first and quite possibly only lap of the session. He does have enough time, if he's got the fuel on board, to go again with 1 minute 40 left in the session.
He's got 2.6 laps, he might try again, yeah, but he will have warm tires then. Bahrain is very high tire, especially on the soft, so could be tough. But also, I know so much real, I said he might just sneak top 10, P8.
Yeah. AC into the pit lane, that's him done
4 tenths out of AC in 11th.
Qualifying session. I don't think... Jonathan's just coming out of the pit lane now. I'm not sure if he's going to make the line in time. It's going to be tight if he does.
Sean and Mihai are on the way, the first cars to go. And Jonathan, I think, was shooting through turn 1 there as well. I saw him cutting the corner on Sean's POV. He will definitely not make the line.
Yeah, now he has to go behind Sean. There's no way Jonathan is going to make the line.
Sean.
Yeah, almost 3 tenths up from Sean in Sector 1. You've got a few other drivers starting up behind him. I didn't catch Mihai's improvement, but he seems to be up based on what it looks like. And Sean coming down into 10 now. He's going to try the wrist slide underneath him as he tries to get that car stopped. And then he heads down. What was the second DRS straight of the lap is now one of 4 straight mode zones as he takes us up the hill now.
2 tenths down.
To the right. And he's 6.5, almost 7 tenths up for Sean in the first 2 sectors. He's on a very solid lap now. How much is Joe improving by?
2 tenths up, looking good for his start.
Did you catch how much Joe's up by? Or if he is up?
Like more or less equal after the first sector.
And there's still probably a fair bit of time in the final sectors for everyone, really, as Sean's going to be the first car across the line. He improves by a second to go up into P6 with a very solid lap. Now the checker flag falls as Mihai jumps up into 3rd. Jonathan doesn't make the line. Next car is going to be Joe, who's pretty much dead on after the first 2 sectors. He's going to need a very solid final sector if he wants to improve and try to get close to Morbat, who's currently sitting 2 tenths in front of him. Joe comes around the final corner. He's not going to improve.
Kuko half a second up. And he goes into 5th. Now comes Morbat.
He does find the time in the final sector. Yeah, Morbat improves and is currently sitting on provisional pole, but Gabri 2/10 up through Sector 1. He's going to be looking as one of the few left to challenge him. Pubdog crosses the line now. He improves by 2/10 to go up into P6, but it's not enough for him. Flavor's going to be the next to the line. He's not really set a competitive lap yet. It's a 30.6. It is 17th for him. Berman next to the line, a 10th and a bit up through the first 2 sectors. Across the line, he goes ahead of Pubdog, and that is it. He's going to go
now
into
comes Scooby.
P6.
And he goes into 14th with a 4.5 improvement. Picks up by 1.5 seconds, and behind him, the Ferrari of Codematic. Picks over the line, goes to 13th, then Codematic goes to 8th. Now we're just waiting on Phantom, Fox and Gabri. Phantom going again through the last corner right now. 3/10 up on that lap we saw him do earlier. He could maybe get back into the top 10 here. And then it is just Gabri down to the line afterwards. Phantom goes into 9th. Let's see, Gabri, 2/10 up in the middle sector. Can he steal pole position of Morbat, or at least get himself onto the front row? So 28.187, it's P3 for Gabri, and that is qualifying done.
Yeah, I couldn't see how much he was improving in the first 2, because sometimes the game just chooses not to show you if you don't see it as they cross the split. It's Morbat pole from Joe and Gabri, but then with Pubdog down in P7, it's not ideal for the championship. D-Stream not attending either. It's still a solid position for Gabri, even though he's not on pole, because he looks set to gain on his closest rivals. Morbat and Joe are they're a bit further behind, so I don't think he's going to be too disappointed with a P3. He's not far off either, and there's a decent few cars between him and his main rival.
Yeah, it's a very good starting position for Gabri, and a very good opportunity for himself to get even further ahead in the championship standings and really coming into the second half of the season. Stand with authority on a great lap by Morbat. He only won the 127, 3.5 tenths clear of Joe in second place. Very impressive. Then Gabri, Mihai, and Kuku running out of the top 5, followed by Berman in 6th. Then Pubdog, Codematic in 8th, Phantom in 9th, and Sean runs to the top 10, followed by Dylan, the Haas in 11th, and AC in 12th. Pix in 13th, Gameboy 14th, Scooby 15th, Jonathan 16th, and then Flavors the last person with a lap time in 17th, followed by Skoloin in 18th and Rubster in 19th.
Yeah, Skoloin and Rubster will definitely want to work their way up the field. Maybe Flavors will have a little bit more race pace than being dead last. Joe's going to want... Pubdog is going to want to get himself in that fight at the front. And trains should form in this race, as it does basically everywhere on this game. And so long as you're in that top train, you can... basically anything can happen. And Morbat, he's gonna hope he can convert the solid starting position this time, but he's still got the entire race to do, but he's put himself in the best possible position for it.
Yeah, Morbat in a really good position. Bahrain is a track where I think personally the starting position is actually quite important, in the sense that you need to be in the right area. Like if you're P3 or P1, that's not too important, but it's very important whether you are P3 or P12.
Yeah.
Because those trains form quite early, and the battery recharge is a lot better if you are with other cars and you can work together a little bit. Than if you're trying to do it on your own. There's quite a few on softs there actually. Codematic, AC, Jonathan, and Rubster.
And I'd guess the ones that use the soft less, or... obviously, Rubster didn't use any softs in qualifying. Jonathan being out of position, AC down in 12th, maybe just wanted to get himself up the field. I swear the formation lap's normally a bit longer than that. I don't know, just like... Maybe I'm just imagining it.
Well, all the cars lining up. Morbat on pole. On the outside for the first corner. Joe lines up alongside him for the inside. On the dirty part of the track.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
let's see who will come out ahead in turn 1.
Big on the dirty versus clean side of the grid on the game.
I just said it for, like, I don't know.
I mean, is there a slight
lapping
difference,
purposes.
or is there just not?
I don't think there is.
Here we go. Fire red lights. 29 laps here in Sakhir. It's lights out. And away we go. Morbat does get away well. Gabri looking to challenge Joe. And immediately there's a car into the barriers. Gabri trying to challenge. It's 3 wide as they head into turn 1. Joe on the inside. Morbat on the outside. Gabri gets squeezed. It's a switchback from Morbat to retake the lead from Joe. As Joe went a little bit too deep as he tried to take the lead on the inside. But Morbat gets it straight back again. Codematic gets himself up into 5th. Berman looking to challenge Gabri as there's a car on the inside there. That's Kuko trying to send it as
Gabri and Berman both round.
Yeah, Berman making contact at turn 4 and presumably just tagged the rear of the Haas driver in front of them. Side by side there is Pubdog and Codematic. Codematic trying to use those soft tyres as making contact with Phantom coming through turn 8. Phantom has to ghost and loses a decent bit of time.
Gabri ODB taking 2 cars. Both Dylan and Phantom dispatched in the first sector once again after getting past Gabri, who was spun around at turn 4. Flavor spinning off the line as well, really not helping his start. Berman down 10 spots, really tough start from Kuko, though with a great start, already fighting Mihai for 3rd.
Yeah, great start as well from Rubster, who's got himself from the back of the grid already to being in the top 10. Yellow flag there, that's Jonathan, who's coming through 11. Kuko and Mihai still side by side. Kuko gets a snap when he thought he had got that move done. Mihai goes back past because Kuko made the mistake on the exit, but these two already 1.8 seconds behind the two in front of them because they've been fighting so hard, and that could be big and could have huge implications for the rest of this race, because 1.9 isn't a gap you can close back up to easily if these top two choose to work together to just get away, and then they can start fighting later on. Kuko and Pubdog now side by side coming into turn 1. Pubdog with the outside line trying to get himself back ahead of the Red Bull. Kuko defends it well and holds him off, as now Pubdog under pressure from Codematic, who's trying to use those soft tyres to make up the early places in the race. He's on the inside in turn 4 now, so they go side by side. Pubdog trying to hold that position, but Codematic just might have that little bit more grip to get himself up into 5th place. Pubdog has to concede and sit behind.
What a start phase.
Yeah. Pubdog has a little bit more battery than Codematic now, because the Ferrari
Rapster, holy shit!
Yeah, he's
up 11 spots.
He gained 10 on that
one.
one.
Up 6 as well, but yeah.
To get up into P8. He's having a very solid start to hopefully be in that fight for the win. It's going to be difficult with the split in the train, with with Mihai being 1.9 behind Joe. It's going to be difficult for anyone other than Morbat and Joe to be in the fight for the race win, but it's still possible, especially if we see safety cars and the like later on in the race.
Codematic could become important for actually, because if he can use those softs maybe to close the gap a little bit, but he doesn't quite seem to have the same pace as drives around him, and the mediums will become faster fairly quickly as Pubdog overtakes him there. So yeah, maybe if someone like Kuko was on the soft, has a bit more raw pace. Codematic of course not slow by any means, but he's not a top driver in this division. Yeah. Usually anyway. It would be more possible to close that gap once again. Right now Mihai actually driving away from Kuko.
Codematic is defending from Pubdog. He's got the inside line this time around, and I think he might have regained that position. He fought him into the final
corner. And here comes Gabri now on Pubdog.
And he's
much more battery.
Yeah, he's drained the battery of Pubdog, because Pubdog trying to fight for that position. Gabri switches to the outside. There isn't going to be a way through there for him as he tags in the back of Pubdog as he tried to set up the switch back. Rubster now right on the back of Gabri. He's used those soft tyres so well to get himself up into 8th already, and it could very well be more, as he seems to have the grip still to fight for those higher positions.
Pubdog looking for a way past Codematic still. He's looking left and right, but he doesn't really want to take that risk right now, it seems. Would be a very risky move into this middle part of the track, especially down towards turn 10, so he's going to wait for a better opportunity, recharge that battery maybe a little bit more, as Codematic is almost running on empty. Of course, I'm not sure if Pubdog will know that, but for sure Codematic will be vulnerable if Pubdog decides for it.
Kuko's 1.3 seconds behind Mihai and still losing. Looks like there's going to be another split of the train of Mihai having a very lonely race as Pubdog has launched it up the inside into 13 just when I was looking at Mihai. And now Codematic going to try and fight him back. Pubdog's not going to have the overtake mode on this lap. Gabri is going to go past Codematic now, and he is right behind his rival. And no. Of course, Pubdog's going to keep it from Kuko. I tell a lie. But now he's at 0, and Gabri's might be able to use this opportunity to go past his rival into turn 1. He takes the outside line. There's only so much Pubdog can do. They're still side by side though.
Rapster and Codematic make a bit of contact into the first corner. Rapster almost round, but catches it just in time. As Gabri gets past Pubdog as well. And yeah, Mihai is completely pulled away from Kuko. Looking very, very good in P3, but he's also still losing time from the top two ahead. John Morbat doing a great job out in front.
And
Not looking to have any sort of silly fights, they are working together.
You'd expect Morbat to be faster than Mihai on pure race pace, and then Joe gets the benefit.
Oh, Codematic has rear-ended Pupdog. The Mercedes doesn't quite go fully round, but he has lost place to, well, both of them lost place to Raptor.
Oh, now he's lunging it up the inside. I don't think that was an intentional one either. As he sends it into turn 10, he's somehow made it clean. He's in contact as well as he veers over, trying to tuck back into the slipstream. Makes contact with Phantom now. As it's all going on for Codematic in the span of just a couple of corners. Multiple pieces of contact, as now he's fallen down into P8. Those soft tyres seem to be long past their best. Rubes are now into P6, but he's 1.2 seconds behind Gabri. He's going to need to use that battery to get back within the 1 second. Pupdog loses out as a result of it. There's a yellow flag there. That's Cammy Boy, I believe, who's off at turn number 11. On the inside is Phantom going past Codematic into the final corner, and Rooster has lost the overtake mode to Gabri because of those incidents.
Yeah, that is very, very crucial in this race. Cammy Boy now retired. That could be a safety car.
He's
No.
got back going. It's going to be okay. Joe and Morbat fighting into turn 1 and 2. Joe gets himself ahead, fancying that move, and is going to try to pull away by the time they get into turn 4. Into the pit lane is Pix. He gets a 10-second, retires, and leaves immediately. That's enough for him. With the 10-second can very much be race ruining as Pupdog tries to defend from Codematic. There's contact with Phantom as well as they go side by side through turn 4. Pupdog keeps that P7, Phantom in P8. Codematic down to 9th. He's going to have to pit before too long. Being on.
Keep an eye on the gap in front. Mihai is closing in.
Yeah, because the top two started fighting, coming through 1 and 2.
Oh, they have both got 100% battery, actually.
Yeah.
They have not been using it this lap.
Because they were fighting in the first couple of corners, and then they've both been trying to be better than the other in battery. It just means they're not really, neither of them really is using it. Gabri's caught back up to Kuko, who's only 6 heads behind him now, and has... Oh, did he ever lose it? I don't think he ever did, actually. But Rupsa hasn't been able so far to catch back up to Gabri, having...
The softs will be quite worn out by now, I think.
And as great as his pace has been to gain those 13 places, he's not going to make up that difference on worse tyres.
He's now paying the price for that. He went aggressive on the softs, and I think it paid off quite well. But now comes the ugly part where he has to carry those softs for a bit longer. Flavors is round again in the section. Not having a great race so far at all.
Yeah. It's
and Sean in the pits.
Coming into the pit lane off the medium tyres going early. Might be onto a 2-stop at this time of the race.
No wing change either, so that's just a...
yeah, he's chosen to go very early
choice.
Onto a hard tyre. Is he going to try and stretch it to the end? It might be possible. It was
for lap 5.
It was possible on F124 to go that long.
But not on 25 for sure. I mean, maybe it's like technically possible, but I mean, he didn't have damage. He like it would almost certainly be faster to go a bit longer on the mediums. There's really no.
Oh, it's a big slide from Roopster. As those tyres really showing their age now as he comes through turn number 8. That's one of the nastiest traction zones on the track that can be, and it's been demonstrated perfectly by Roopster. Those tyres clearly starting to go off, and he might be needing to come into the pit lane in the next lap or two to just get off those old soft tyres. The benefit is he's...
yeah, the problem with that was about to say as well about Sean's undercut. The mediums will not be too slow by now. They're not that worn out, so there isn't really much gain either from the undercut. So you definitely would be better off going longer on the mediums. If you're two-stopping, I think I see the vision from Sean to get out of traffic, out of the battles right now.
Yeah.
And just like put some quick laps into the ground, and then see where he ends up later on.
Yeah, like...
Gary now in the slipstream of Kukos, defending the inside out towards turn 1, but I think Gabri will run out of battery before he gets close enough to him. Yeah, nothing doing there.
I don't have any battery at this stage of the... By that stage of the straight, Gabri's going to try and set up the exit on Kuko, maybe recharge a bit more with the overtake mode as well. He does have more battery by this point on the straight. Codematic losing even more time through 1 and 2. He's lost 2 places to Dylan Scoloin, and maybe more as he's now got Berman right up behind him, eyeing up the move. He's going to dive to the inside. Is he going to make it stick? Codematic breaks late, and I think he might just have held that position. Coming through turn 4, Berman loses the rear. He just about avoids pirouetting towards the barriers. It's only a half spin in the end. It's not costing all that much time. He isn't able to get ahead of Codematic. Going very deep there is
Joe a little bit deep
Galoy.
there, coming through turn
Yeah.
10, and now Morbart is really close behind him. I think there is going to be a swap for lead down towards turn 1 next time around. And Mia will be hoping that those guys battle more and more. He's got the gap down to 1.7. He's within touching distance once more, and he's keeping it there as well. Like, Mia definitely seems to have similar, if not even stronger pace than the cars in front of him, but they, of course, are getting the ultimate mode of each other.
Yeah, I think partly I mean, if they work together, they could probably start pulling away from him, but at the moment, they don't seem to be planning on doing so. Gabri this time has more ERS than Kuko, so he should be able to get that move into turn 1 if that's what he wishes to do. If not, he might wait and go for it into 4, but it should be a simpler move on this occasion. He's tackling into the slipstream. He's going to pull to the outside, and I think he's going to get himself up into that 4th place, but Kuko's going to fight him under braking. Kuko goes a little bit deep. Gabri goes for the switchback, but he's not quite enough for him to get past just yet. Now he gets another switchback, and down the run into turn 4, he should be more than ahead by the time they get it to the corner. Look, Kuko's still going to try and fight it into 4. Realistically, though, is he going to be alongside just about enough? He's still there, coming into turn number 6 through the S's. And I think finally Gabri has got that move done, but Kuko made it difficult
Oh, I
for
wouldn't
him.
be so confident.
And he's going to send it into 8. He
What?
almost hit him, as he basically didn't end up turning for 8. By the time Gabri was going for the corner, almost just wiped him out.
Well, that was beautiful racing, and it almost ended in disaster. I'm very glad that didn't end up happening,
Yeah.
because that would have been a real shame to end it that way. Great racing, really, for that whole first sector and a bit longer as well.
And with how late I guess Kuko must have braked, he just wasn't at the stage of being able to turn by the time Gabri was already going for the apex. And
I saw the tires locking. I'm not sure if you did. It's a bit wonky with the connection. Yeah, okay, that will be why.
It's not, okay, I did a wet race like 3 days ago. It's not my fault. I turned them
Fucking
off.
PC snots, you know? I just have to deal with the spray.
I
Meaning I have to
turned them
drive
off for
blind.
Australia. I normally keep them on, but I haven't turned them back on since. I turned them off for the Australia Sprint because I didn't want to be driving with the weather.
Blindness.
Yeah.
That actually is so unfair as well. Like, seriously, that PC can just turn the particles off and actually see where they're going in the wet.
It's like the blooper thing in America. And you can just turn it off. Just say no.
Unbelievable.
And Pubdog's lost the 1 second to... or did he ever have it? He's 1.2 behind.
Kuko? No.
No, he was never in it, but he's close to getting back in because they lost it when it was
The incident with
Yeah.
Chromatic.
and then when there was Berman there and got ahead. And Chromatic now has made a pit stop. He's down behind Sean. He got tagged by Skaloin, I believe, which gave Skaloin wing damage and sent Chromatic down a couple of positions. He's now on new hard tyres. He pitted a lap and a half ago. Yeah, so presumably some of these guys staying out on the mediums aren't going to go too much longer. Jonathan's definitely going to be in before very long. Where
Jonathan also just picked up a lot of wing damage as well. Through turn 10, I believe.
Roof's just pitched
Or he
a
already
medium,
had
by
it,
the
I'm
way.
not sure.
Roof's on a
What?
2-stop. He's gone for a medium. He's doing a soft medium. There's no way that medium tire is making the end. So
Oh
Roof's,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely two-stop from Roopster.
Yeah.
And it's not the only one. I mean, we already said Flavors is, Sean, sorry,
Yeah.
is likely on a two-stop, because that's
AC
a fairly
has to be
early
as
stop
well.
for the
He's
hard.
gone to the mediums. So I guess Rubes is doing a soft medium. He's done soft medium already. He's not making the end, and it would be a bit weird if he went onto the hards.
Jonathan in the pits now.
Yeah, getting off those 8 laps. Oh, he's done 9 laps on those soft tires, which is a pretty solid stint.
Yeah, you can go to the end from here on hard. He
Yeah.
will also have to change the wing now, so he's gonna drop to behind AC. Well, he would have been behind AC regardless, I believe, but the wing change will lose him about 5 seconds in the pit lane as well.
Yeah, and the top two still, they look like they want to fight, but they never are. They're both being too disciplined with the battery and not actually fighting.
Yeah, I think they'd be better off if they just overtook each other on
Yeah.
the straights, like with the battery,
Quite possible.
and actually use the push a bit more. But they are still keeping Mihai not just at bay, but they actually
Oh, Mihai's
in the
wins!
lead.
He's held it, but that's going to cost him so much time. There goes Gabri going through
that's
on
free.
the inside. Kuko's going to want to get through as well, but he's not going to be close enough.
But just like that, Mobile and Joe are now incredibly comfortable out in front. Because Mihai was the only one really
And
within
Mihai
touching
was
distance.
dropping back, and he was struggling.
Yeah, but he kept them like if they made a mistake the way Mihai just did, they would be behind Mihai. Now they have a nice cushion of 6 seconds all the way to Gabri. Which will not be overcome. I would be very confident of that, unless there is some sort of safety car, red flag, or something that neutralizes the race.
Mihai was keeping them in check, but he definitely wasn't. He wasn't like putting them under pressure.
Yeah, it looked for a bit like he could. He was down to like 1.5, and then they slowly built it back up over the course of a few laps, like 2.5, I think, at the time he spun out. And now it's sort of over.
Now it's like 6 and a bit from Morback to Mihai. Rubes has got past
So taking Scooby,
Rubes is
he could become a factor as well in this race. I mean, if that undercut works out nicely, I mean, he is currently 29 seconds behind the leaders. I'm not actually too sure. I think this is a fairly long pit lane.
It's all the way down the straight as well, so...
Yeah, like you just lose so much time because they're going at 300 and something kph the whole way.
Yeah, it could be quite a... If he gets quite a nice undercut, he's not going to have to do too many more laps on these tyres, and he can full push on them because he knows he's going to be pitting again.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be fighting for the win himself, but he could get in the way of Joe and Mobile in some... Or just anyone in some capacity. And then at the end, when he gets the fresh tyre on, we'll see how many cars he can still overtake. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how the 2 versus the 1 stop develops over the course of this race.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one that is interesting. Into the pit lane comes Joe as Morback continues on. Joe calls it at the end of lap 11. Gabri in, as is Mihai. Kuko's going to follow them. Pubdog is going to stay out. Obviously, the Mercedes splitting strategies. In comes Berman. Phantom stays out. 10-second time bounty for Berman as well, which is really going to hamper him. He just retires there and then.
Oh, he's rage quit immediately. Yeah.
With the 10-second, he doesn't think it's worth trying to stay out. Here, we see Roopster, and where is he going to come out relative to those in front of him?
I think he'll be close with Mihai and Kuko.
Yeah, he's going to be right there. He's going to be ahead of Mihai. He's
even with
Gabri as they come into turn 1, and Roopster gets himself ahead. He's behind Joe, and quite comfortably so. But he is ahead of Gabri.
Instead of impacting Joe and Morbat like at all, the only thing he's going to be doing is being in the way of those who are chasing him. So this is even like cemented Joe's and Morbat's advantage even further now.
Could even help Pubdog as well in this fight.
I don't think Rapstar will hold Gabri up like a crazy amount.
He's on new enough tyres.
If at all, because the tyres are not that old.
But
for sure he will be just something that Gabri has to negotiate before he can focus on his own race again. I mean, he's also had a great pit stop phase, Gabri has. He got away from Mihai and Kuko.
Yeah, he seemed to be just a lot faster into the pit lane than Mihai was, because there was a big gap when they were both coming out. I think Mihai just being cautious coming into the pits, and Codematic is not far behind them, and might be able to go to the end. And he probably is going to be able to go to the end, but those tyres will be bad by the end of the race. Flavor's gone off again through 1 and 2. Into the pit lane comes Morbat. In comes Pubdog.
Yeah, they'll all be in now.
Comes Phantom. So we'll see how Joe's undercut fares. He's going to get the overtake mode again.
Joe's on mediums again.
Joe is on mediums again. So Joe's on a 2-stop. Morbat comes out the pit lane behind Joe. But Joe's got
that took me way too long to realize. I mean, he's getting 2 seconds in that 1 lap, but also, why are you going 12 laps for a 2-stopper?
Unless he's doing a medium soft.
He must be, but oh wow, I mean, he is now 3 seconds ahead of Morbat. That's worked out like much better than I thought it would.
Yeah, he also has
the 3-second undercut is mental.
He had the overtake mode on the in lap. He had the overtake mode now on this lap as well.
What did you get it off?
Dylan.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah, Dylan was just ahead of him as he came into the pit lane, which was pretty much perfect timing. 3 seconds of the gap, and it might work out because he's got away. And if he can keep extending that gap, obviously if he pits now, he comes out basically last. Around.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of time now to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the advantage of him having gone so long now. He can keep gaining even while the others are in their second stint, you know?
Yeah.
Like the others who are one stop too soon. Sorry, Rapstar, for example, he's now losing time to everybody around him. But of course, with the undercut, he gained loads in the first place. So now it's a question of whether you gain like a ton at the start, like Rapstar did with the early stop, or now, like Joe, you can keep gaining little bits over the course of the stint now, and fast lap the race from Joe immediately.
And he's gained about 8/10 or more back in that lap alone. The gap's now 3.8 seconds. And that might work. It very well could work. It's going to be...
I mean, he needs
there's so
over
much
a
time
second
he needs
lap.
to gain. Yeah, he needs...
If he gains a second lap from here to the end, it'll be 19 seconds. That will not be enough.
Yeah, that will get a bit...
Like, he needs a crazy amount of time gain. Of course, when he comes out on the softs and Morbat will be on all hards, he's going to gain like 2 or 3 seconds a lap for a bit, but not for long.
And he's also going to be... He's going to be gaining a decent bit now. He's gaining about a second a lap, or there or thereabouts a second a lap now, and then he's going to be losing time for a bit when the tires get worse, and then he's going to
I think the second lap also will not keep up since he had the all-take button last lap.
Yeah, but he's gained another 6/10 on this lap already. So
yeah, it's going like very well.
Yeah, and it could work. He's now gained 8/10 on this lap. He's really pushing. And like, he needs to be full push here to the end. And he can't afford anything. Morbat is just going to be making sure he gets the tyres to the end and that they're still in a semi-decent state if Joe was to catch him. Like they're in two completely different races now. Joe, this lap, has gained about a second. Maybe a bit over. It's now 4.9. He's gained about 1.1 on that lap. 31.8 from Morbat. I didn't see what it was from Joe. 30.8 from Mihai, he's got the overtake mode. He's pushing. He's going to go past Roopster here into turn 1, along with Gabri. He's side by side though. Roopster's still fighting it. Mihai on the inside going to try and force Roopster out wide, but he's not having any of it. Roopster keeps that place, and the mediums still have just about enough grip to be fighting. He doesn't have the overtake mode now though. But Mihai doesn't have the battery either, and Roopster does.
Sean in for his second stop onto mediums on lap 15. It's also one of the starts of all time. The pit loss the pit loss time is about 22 seconds. So as it stands, Joe would come out between Phantom and Dylan, and he will be gaining good bits of time over Phantom right now. He'll definitely come out ahead of him, but I think he's gonna have to get past quite a few cars, likely Papto, Coldmatic, Kuko, Mihai, and Gabri, and only then he could go actually chase after Morbat.
So Mihai's just gone round the outside at turn 10 on Roopster. Like, there's a big tyre advantage, but he just squeezed himself on the entry curve and made it work on the outside through turn 10.
Oh, it might be him.
How is Mihai doing such things?
I have to give him some respect. I mean, he hasn't been removed from Division 3 like by accident.
Yeah.
He has actually genuinely... I mean, the thing is, if Mihai joined the league as the driver he is now, I don't think anyone would be making fun of him, really.
Yeah.
He'd have a lot more respect. It just, when he joined, he was quite slow and very crash happy. And he's not actually really... Because he's still a little crash happy, and a little inconsistent as well, but on his day he's very, very quick. And I give him a lot of shit, but as he's about to go for the move on Gabri, backs out, smart, I do actually have to give him his flowers. Like, he has improved loads as a driver, and it's quite nice to see.
Yeah, on that lap, Morbat, both Joe and Morbat set their personal fastest lap of the race. Joe setting the overall fastest lap, but he only gained about 4 seconds because Morbat had a very good lap as well.
4 seconds?
Sorry, 4/10. 4/10 of a second, as Morbat had a very good lap. But Joe still has plenty of pace in those mediums, and he's showing it. They're 4 laps old, but they are not showing too many signs of wear just yet.
Yeah, I think the problem for Joe could end up being this whole train. Gabri, Mihai, well, Rapstar will be gone by the time Joel gets here again, and Kuko. Like, they are all fairly close together, and if they are in this three-car train, they will all have the all-take mode of each other, and it will be quite tough for Joe to all-take him.
Depends how much of a tyre advantage he has by the time he catches up. We'll see on this lap. It's a 1:31.1 from Joe, and Moorback crossed the line to do a 31.1. So they've matched him on that lap. Well, the gap, I swear the gap's opened up on this. Oh no, it hasn't actually. It said, yeah, it's matched him. So
Yeah, I think now the mediums are showing first set of wear. As Mihai goes to move on Gabri, Kuko passes Rapsa in the background. And Mihai going a bit deep down towards turn 1. And that will allow Gabri to get back alongside on the outside through turn 2 and pulls back ahead of the Cadillac. Down towards turn 4. Gabri now defending from Mihai as Cook gets a 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. That is some bullshit.
He overtook Rupsa when there's a yellow flag for flavors.
Yeah, well, who tried the pit lane. So that will certainly be removed.
Yeah, Kuko shouldn't pit again unless we see a safety car. There he goes, trying to sneak his way up the inside through 7, round the outside into 8, and I think he's got that move done on Rupsa. He lost it through turn 4, having got a slide on the exit. But yeah, Kuko gets himself back up into that 5th place. He's got the 10-second time penalty, but that shouldn't be a factor in the race. It will be if we get a safety car, but yeah, it's not ideal to have. Hopefully it won't affect the race, but it might. Just wondering how much longer is Joe going to go on these tyres? Probably not too much longer.
He's only done 5 laps, let's give him
yeah,
time.
But he's got the latest
If he's going to softs, like he won't pit before like we saw I think Jonathan go 9 laps and he his tires went off a cliff at the end.
Yeah.
I think he'd pit like lap 21, 22 if he's going for softs again.
Yeah.
Because I mean he went 12 laps in the first medium. He's not going to go 12 again. That'd be silly. He's not going to pit lap 24.
No.
But 22 seems about reasonable.
Yeah. I mean, he's just got to. Like, he has to get enough laps to actually make a difference in the soft though. So he doesn't want to be on those old. As Rubes is coming, by the way, yeah, just onto lap 18. Stays ahead of both of the Alpines. He goes on to reserve the hards, so he's done a soft, medium, hard so far in this race. Possibly went for harder allocation than he has. 1 set of mediums, I would have thought with 11 laps to go you would go for a medium, but maybe not. I don't know, Rubes has gone on to a hard, which is going to take him to the end of the race, and he's going to see how much he can gain. He's currently 37 seconds behind the race lead, and 20 behind Codematic in that sort of area. So he's going to need to get a move on with only 11 to go.
Yeah, this track is really, really interesting on tires. Like, really, all 3 tires are quite viable.
Yeah.
And also, like, over, let's say, I think 10 laps is a nice benchmark. The medium and hard, I would say, are about equal over 10 laps. But it's just at which point in the stint you want to be fast, you know?
Yeah.
The hard will last that tiny bit better, and the medium will be that tiny bit faster at the beginning. It's not huge differences. Like the tires are fairly similar, actually. So those little like details in the way the tire develops over the course of stint.
And then the temperature.
And
as well.
as it stands, we've got a 21-second gap from Phantom to Joe. So Joe would be coming out just behind the Audi.
That's not.
And he'll be looking to at least get ahead of him, I would reckon.
You know, just behind Phantom isn't a terrible place to come out because it'd have a full battery. Should be able to get past quite soon with a big tyre difference as well. There was something I was going to say, but I forgot what it was now. There was something that I thought of. I was thinking I'll say that, and then I don't know.
I'm sure it was a very insightful comment that you wanted to make. I'm very saddened to hear you won't making it.
That feels rude, but.
Well, Joe, I think, is fairly likely to still finish at the very least second. I don't think he can catch Morbert because the gap is staying fairly in place
now. He
now.
did gain a 10th on Morbert last lap. I think that's what I was going to say. It was
yeah.
It was a 0.1 versus a 0.2 or something between them.
Yeah, so it's more or less the same.
Yeah. But he's still
so Joe,
on pace with them.
He's going to have like 6 seconds or so to Morbert when he pits, let's say.
Yeah.
Then he will come out about 16 behind, which means... I mean, if we're giving him 8 laps on the soft and he's 16 seconds behind, he needs to catch 2 seconds of lap and pass him, while also passing all the other cars in his way along the way.
If it's just those 2 in isolation, it's doable.
I
And
2 seconds a lap every lap.
Maybe. I don't know. Because then
I-
Morbat's tires also degrade. Mihai and Gabri side by side into 4. Mihai, I think he's just about got himself ahead, but Gabri's still there on the outside. But I think Mihai's got the grip and the traction to get himself ahead of the championship leader. But yeah, Gabri's having a solid race considering where PubDog is, D-Stream not attending. He'd want to gain more points in this situation to
Well, I'm
calculate
sure
better.
he'd always like to win, but he's not going to be in a bad position whatsoever if he finishes 3rd or 4th, as it's looking like right now. And he definitely still has a chance, I would say, to beat Joe. It depends very much on how Joe's stint goes, how quickly he can get through Phantom, Coldmatic, and PubDog.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mihai almost round.
Same corner as well. So another
Yellow
big
flags
mistake
for
for
Sean.
Mihai. Sean's gone off. On
And
5
Kuko
lap
really has to
mediums.
hope there's no safety car. That would be like
Yeah.
absolute nightmare for his
In
race.
comes Joe.
Joe, I think, would absolutely love a safety car right now. And Joe comes in, never mind.
Although, yeah, Joe wasn't on 0 on his in lap, so he didn't quite get the most out of the pit stop. But he's going to go on to assess the soft tyres, as we suspected. Gabri and Mihai are going to go past now. Joe is out of his pit box. He's going to probably just be, yeah, just behind Phantom. I'd guess you're going to see there goes PubDog and Codematic through now. And it's going to be quite close with Phantom as they head down into turn 1. He's going to be just about behind, but he's going to have a full battery and a big tyre offset, and he should be able to get himself ahead, probably in a lap, on Phantom, and then he sets his sights on those ahead of him.
He's 17 seconds behind Morbat.
Yeah.
So he's going to need more than 2 seconds a lap
Oh,
over the next
there's-
8 laps.
There's
His gap
8.5
to
go.
Gabri is about 8 seconds.
Yeah. 8.5 laps to go from here. He's 17 behind, so he needs exactly 2 seconds a lap. So we'll see. He's already right on the back of Phantom. Scooby-Doo gets a 3-second time penalty, and I think Joe should have the battery required to get past Phantom into turn 11. There he goes.
Yeah,
Breezes
Phantom isn't
through.
even defending. He should let him go.
And there's no point Phantom defending. He's never.
Yeah, he's not going to hold him up for 8 laps with
Yeah.
those tires, so he knows that's not his race.
Yeah.
Joe now on the hunt against Codematic, and I'm sure PubDog will not be too much of a hindrance for Joe, I'd imagine.
There's a 13-lap tyre difference between Joe and Codematic, and already he's gaining a decent bit of that time. He's now 1.6 behind. He's not going to get the overtake mode for this lap, which is going to be a
Gap
bit
is down to
annoying.
15 and a half. He's already gained 2 this lap.
Yeah, does have a big, like he has a huge tyre difference, and he's gaining a lot of time. He's already a second behind Codematic. He's gained 6 tenths in 1 corner.
Yeah, the problem is that he needs to keep this pace up for the rest of the race.
Yeah,
And of course, the soft will wear much faster than the hard will, so his pace difference over the cars ahead of him will not be this extreme at the end.
no, it's going to be very difficult for him to catch up to Morbat, unless Morbat has like severe tyre wear problems, but I doubt he would.
Nah, it's not going to be anywhere near puncture, and that's what Joe needs, like really. Not that I mean, he doesn't need Morbat to actually puncture, although that would surely help. He just needs to get him, like, to get to that range, and then he loses like 3 seconds or so a lap of pace. And yeah, right now he's just making his way past Codematic. Fairly simple moves for him at this point. I mean, the tire advantage is so big that these guys, even if they try, they will have no chance trying to defend.
Can't imagine PubDog's going
And,
to defend from him.
Yeah, I'd imagine that there will be a team order. So, I mean,
Although-
PubDog is on
Pub-
much worse tires. He has nothing to gain here by defending.
Depending how much faster Joe is, it might be beneficial for him to get the overtake mode, although I think he's not going to get
yeah,
past.
I'd wait until the text point.
He's going to wait till the overtake protection, and that's going to. Oh no, he's not.
Oh, no, it's not.
Never mind. Yeah.
And that's Sean out the race.
Yeah, he retires in the pit lane. That's not going to affect the front unless there's a 10-second for overtaking under yellow flag. That will most
Gap to
likely be
Morbat,
removed.
14.3. Not 2 second gain to lap.
Yeah, it's definitely on. And it's the first lap of the race, a 1:30.2 from Joe, as he sets his sights on Kuko now, who is 4.5 seconds in front of him. He might close that down and be right on the back of him this time on lap 25.
That's what he has to do.
Yeah. He's got to, and then
I mean, I'm fairly certain he will get Kuko, Gabri, and Mihai.
Yeah, he'll get
There's
them.
not much question about that.
It's just how much he gets them.
Yeah, like how early is he past him? Because
Yeah.
he needs to get past him, and then there's another 7.5 seconds from Mihai to Morbat.
Yeah. It's
Quite a
tour.
long way still.
If he can get onto them in time that he has overtake mode for lap 25, he can probably clear Kuko quite early in the lap and maybe even get Gabri at the end of it, then Mihai at the start of the next. But even that's quite optimistic. Like, if he can get ahead of all of them by the start of lap 26, I think that's what he needs. But, like, by...
That would give him 4 laps to gain 8 seconds on Morbat.
Yeah.
So he needs to keep up the 2 seconds a lap for the rest of the race, which... it's not going to happen.
All that much on Kuko on this lap.
Yeah, and I think the softs are already showing the first bits of wear, and now I think it's clear, like, the one stop is just a much better strategy.
Maybe Kuko's just...
And now the 3 of them are going to fight down towards turn 1, that might help Joe a little bit.
Yeah, I think Kuko just had a good lap to get back into the 1 second, because Joe's still going at basically the same pace. He has matched his previous lap. He's still going at the same pace. It's just Kuko sped up a little bit. Gabri and Mihai side by side through turn 1. That little bit more of a hindrance for those cars in front of him is what Joe needs, because he wants to get past them as soon as he can. And then he doesn't need to...
Gap to Morbat, 12.5.
He is getting at the rate he needs to, as Mihai and Gabri still going side by side. Gabri this time is going to come out on top, coming through turn 4. Mihai might think about the move, but there's not really any chance of hanging it around the outside through 6. Well, is he going to lunge one up into 8? He's going to think about it on the inside. Mihai does get himself back up into 2nd place, and this fighting helps Joe close up, but they need to stop fighting by the time he catches up if he wants to clear them easily. Unless, like, they, you know, their squabbling just opens up the road nicely for him. In which case, that's exactly what he wants. But presumably the fight
Gabri's sticking behind Mihai, not looking for an overtake at turn 11. We charge him that battery, and Kuko's really close to in very, very closely now. And yeah, Joe's still 2 seconds back.
He's not gained so much this lap. It's 11.5 now from Joe to Morbat. I don't think he's quite had the same lap. He's only gained 1 second, I think, on this one. Which, if that is the sign of his new pace, with those soft tyres already past their best, doesn't look ideal for him. He crossed the line. It's half a second slower than his previous best lap.
There goes Gabri up the inside of Mihai into the first corner, but he doesn't quite get full alongside through the corner now, and the exit Mihai pulls along, ahead as well on the outside, and that is Mihai secured to P2 for now. As Kuko is not close enough to get involved either.
Yeah, Joe now 1.7 behind this train. He wanted to be in it at this point, really, but he's not gained enough, and he's going to have to wait. But once he gets into the overtake mode, that will be a big help for him in catching up, because he's faster on pace, clearly. He's miles faster on just the pace.
Oh, Kuko? Nah, not there. But they are now bunching up and holding to the up. That will help Joe. I think he'll be in the 1 second at the end of this lap. And then he can start making his way through them over the next few laps.
And maybe he can go for a move in turn 1 if they keep going at this pace. Because he's only 1.1 behind now. He'll be like 7/10 by
they all have a lot of battery, especially Kuko. That will make it tough for Joe.
Depends.
Gabri now on the outside.
They want to fight into 1, that might...
Switch back by Gabri. Now alongside Mihai on the inside into the final corner.
And Joe is right there behind them, 6 tenths behind Kuko, as these two keep fighting
I think let Gabri through there for the overtake button into the first corner.
And Gabri
almost spins on the exit door, and that will invite Kuko to fly past. And now Joe looks to advantage, but he is on the battery already quite a lot, and that will hamper his chances.
Here, Kuko's now having to defend from Mihai, or is he trying to challenge Gabri there? Pretty much 2 by 2 as they go into turns 1 and 2. Kuko gets ahead of Mihai again. Now Joe, he's spinning on! Has he got a bit too eager on the throttle, wanting to get himself ahead?
Out the barrier.
He wanted to get past as soon as he could, getting too eager on the throttle, too eager on the boost button. And he spins off, and now he's down into 8th place. And Morbat, surely, there's no way he loses it now. And this fight for second is now absolutely the fight for second, and it's not just, who's going to be the first one ahead of Joe, or first one behind Joe, because Joe's not going to catch that back up. And with he should finish ahead of Phantom because Phantom's got the penalty. Same for Codematic. But
Yeah, I think Joe's now in a time for race against Codematic and Phantom because the softs are not that much faster either anymore.
yeah,
He will
especially
not
having
get back up to
Phantom.
Pub Dog.
He's 2.8 behind Phantom, and so he's going to need to gain about another like couple of tenths on Codematic. But he's not going to catch Pub Dog.
So the fight for second essentially between Gabriel and Mihai as Kuko's got penalties, not just the 10 seconds, but also that, of course, 10 seconds likely to be removed. He's picked up a 3-second penalty at some point, so that will definitely be applied as well, you would think. So it is between Gabriel and Mihai right now on absolutely no battery.
And
That means
it's
no
being
move from
left
anyone to turn
completely
1.
behind. Look at that, he's lost like 7
Phantom now in a
tenths.
good position to re-overtake Codematic into the first corner. Codematic on very old hearts at this point.
And that further helps Joe because he needs to catch up to Codematic. Now he's 3.1 behind. And yeah, Codematic being rather slow at this stage is going to be what he needs because his tyres are going to start going off very soon. As there's another
that's
yellow
Jonathan
flag,
around?
that is, yes, Jonathan. Flavors has gone, so there's only one V-Cub left to be
V-carving
checking.
all over the place.
Yeah. Is Kuka going to think about it? On Gabriel to 10, he backs out of it, coming through 9. Looks like he might have tried going around the outside, or maybe even switching to the inside. Neither was going to work. In that situation, he had to back out of it. Mihai with a slide coming out of 10. But nothing that's cost him too much time. He's now 6 tenths off. As they head up the hill again, Scooby gets past Jonathan. Jonathan does have a full battery though to re-overtake him if he chooses, but he's got wing damage and will probably be coming into the pit lane for another pit stop. Off those hard tyres. Might retire, might try to set some fast laps on softs, I don't know. Seemingly he's keeping going in this race and I presume going onto a soft tyre just for the final
I mean, we are
couple
like
of
2 laps from the end. You
Yeah.
might as well keep going by now.
And he'd be classified even if he... No, not the
Oh,
classification.
Kuka with a send on
Kuka
Gabriel to
sending
the
it
first corner.
up the inside on Gabriel. Is he going to make it work? He goes deep, but Gabriel leaves him the space. There's no contact between the two of them. They kept it clean. Kuko now with the run and more battery as they head into turn 4. He's going to have the inside line, but surely he's going to want to save some of the battery for the final lap.
Contact.
There's contact as Gabriel turns into the corner. Kuko was there on the inside and Mihai trying to sneak through. Gabriel's going to hold him off coming into turn number 6, but Mihai is there, having burnt this battery, and will have the overtake mode for the final lap. But Kuko recharged a lot from that spin. And now
Crucially, Mihai now gotten past Kuko. He's got Gabriel in his sights. Doesn't have the Red Bull in between them, stopping him from attacking Gabriel for second place. And the fight is really on now. Kuko with a full charge of battery might get involved if those two ahead start quabbling too much. But you would think that Mihai will do everything he can to prevent that and
Yeah.
keep his options open of attacking Gabriel on the last lap.
Yeah, he can't afford to be overly defensive because he has to attack as well. Because if he defends on Kuko, he doesn't actually gain anything net from staying ahead. It's just the chance to attack, which is what he gains. But if he defends too much, he does just lose the chance to attack anyway, as they come into the final corner for the penultimate time and go on to the final lap. Where is Mihai going to launch the assault on Gabri? They're both pretty much on no battery, and Kuko's still got some left sitting behind them. Mihai's going to look for the outside to turn number 1. Gabri's going to defend the inside line, and I think he's going to be more than enough ahead to keep that place. Mihai goes to the switchback, but he doesn't have enough traction to make it work. Gabri seems to have got a bit of a better exit. Coming out to turn number 2, and surely now he's going to be far enough ahead to hold that place. Is Mihai going to go for a send? He's not close enough. As they come through turn 4 now, Mihai's running out of opportunities if he wants to go for that move. He's not going to make it into 6. Maybe he could try a send into 8 if he's close enough, but he seems to be a little bit too far back. And the thought about it there, as Gabri left the door open, but he's never realistically making that work.
Well, Mihai needs to now do a bit of let go, get the battery back in the system, because Gabri's got actually much more battery than Mihai has got. Heading up to the last sector.
It's going to be very difficult for Mihai to find a way through. He does still have the extra power and the extra recharge, but Gabri has more battery in the tank now as they head through turn number 11, up 12. I don't see a way in which Mihai gets past him here.
Oh, Gabri has P2 wrapped up, I think, and Morbat coming to the last corner right now.
It's very well controlled. He got the strategy right. And ever since Zhou made a pit stop, he kept his head cool. He crossed the line to win comfortably in Bahrain. And we're going to see behind the race from Gabri and Mihai to the line. Surely it's close enough that Gabri's going to hold on. In second place, Mihai in third. Kuko crossed the line fourth. He's going to fall behind Pubdog after the penalty, but surely that 10-second gets removed. Provisionally, it's Pubdog 4th, Phantom 5th, Zhou 6th, and Codematic 7th. Kuko's 8th with that 10-second. But surely he's going to have P4 reinstated. Dylan crossed the line in P9, but he loses that place to Rubster with the penalty. It's going to be AC and Scooby, the last two to cross the line, the two Alpines in 11th and 12th. Jonathan already finishing because he's a lap down in 13th.
Yeah, good recovery from Zhou to at least still get that 6th place off Codematic, but he couldn't stay close enough to Phantom and Pubdog. The tyre definitely dropping off at the end. Fast lap the race bonus point to Zhou as well, so that's some consolation for him, but it could have been, I think, a race win if he'd just done a normal one-stop. Or at least he would have been fighting with Morbat to the end, so at the very least, he was on for P2 there, and instead he's got P6 only. He'll be quite annoyed with that, I would imagine. AC now around the final corner to end the race, and then Scooby as well.
Yeah, quite an entertaining Bahrain Grand Prix in the end. It's usually fairly decent to watch. And it was, again, the strategy made it interesting. Actually, there was definitely a time when it looked possible for Zhou, but he got stuck behind that train. He couldn't, and then when he got to about 2 seconds behind it, and then the tyre difference got less. He started not gaining so much. He got a little bit too eager on the throttle and went around, and that was just the end of his race. Codematic ended up in puncture territory and had to back off heavily at the end, is what he's just said, but it's commanding from Morbat, making up for the last couple of races where it's gone wrong. And he spun under safety car in Vegas, he spun in the last few laps in Australia. But this time there's no such mistake, and it's very well deserved from him. Gabri second place, Mihai third, both putting up very solid races. Kugo presumably is going to get that fourth after the penalties are applied. Zhou couldn't change his tyres. So Zhou couldn't put on the hards on his strategy screen because the game was forcing him onto a two-stop presumably, and he forgot to change it on the MFD, so it put him onto another medium.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's... And then he spun on the worn softs because he put the boost mode on, and the car went around, as it so often does. Yeah. That's unfortunate for him. And so Gabri does extend that championship lead. Mormat, I don't think, was too close to him. Yeah, championship-wise. Morbat was down in 6th before the race, so Gabri taking second is pretty much best-case scenario for him. Obviously, you'd want to win, but with the positions of everyone else, it's a very solid result for the championship leader, who does extend his margin out front. And, what, how many races are left now? 6? Is it 15 race season?
Yep, 15 races.
Yeah. 6 races, 2 sprints to go. Still alive, but Gabri's margin out front is looking very sizable and very healthy for him. So it's the question of whether anyone can consistently put in the big gains to catch up to him.
It'll be tough, but it's not impossible. We have seen comebacks like this happen before.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gabri definitely looking comfortable and on his way to a second World Drivers' Championship in Division 2.
Yeah, it definitely looks like there's a chance Kuko reports him for that little incident they had. I don't know.
I feel like that was on Kuko.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but
He'll call me biased for saying that, but I'm fairly certain he just outbraked himself.
Gabri's missing next week, so it's an opportunity.
That is true. He's not doing Monaco.
Yes, that's an opportunity for the gap to come down, and Monaco, literally anything can happen. So that was an entertaining race in the end, and Gabri does look well on his way to the championship. It's not over yet. Very much isn't. Still a lot can change. A theoretical 25 point or 26 point swing next race if Pub Dog can take that victory when Gabri's not there. But, it's hard to predict what's going to happen for the rest of the season. I think I've only got 1 or 2 more races of Division 2 that I can do until we're back into term time, and I'm not around at this time on a Wednesday. I can do next week. I don't know about Spa, and after Spa it's going to be no.
I'm very glad to still have you there for Monaco, because Monaco can be fun.
Yeah, or it can be dead.
It's always risky doing Monaco solo comps.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's either like an absolutely crazy race or absolutely fuck all happens.
Yep. And that's how it goes. And yeah, so I'll be there for Monaco, Division 3 and 2. 1 I'm not sure about. That might be... I might miss the next 2. Like, after the mystery, I might miss Monaco and Spa Division 1, which... Yeah, it's whatever. It's not like I'm going to win Monaco.
What? No.
Yeah, crazy.
You have to believe in yourself, come on.
Yeah, I got it.
It's not like there's a Monaco sweat who will definitely turn up and qualify 3 seconds out of P2.
I was only like 1.05 behind him last season, but that was 25, and I hate Monaco this game, so...
The fact that I was only 1.05 behind him is a sentence that actually is impressive.
Finished the race within 10 seconds of him.
There was a safety car, like 5 laps to go.
We don't talk about that. But yeah.
Well, we just did. But yeah, 1 more mystery race to go, of course, this Saturday in Division 1. Of course, Bahrain and Silverstone Reverse off the list. Everything else still could be the track that we end up getting. I'm not sure if Gabri will end up being there. The thing is, Gabri streams from PlayStation, so I think we're going to have to do the wheel spin a bit differently on Saturday. I might. What I did last year is I went to the Discord on my phone and just streamed it from there to the Discord. So we'll probably do that again. We'll see if we can sort something else for the YouTube stream. That'd be nice if we could do it on there again, but probably not.
Yeah, I don't know. That like there probably is like a web browser and stuff on PlayStation, but I highly doubt you can stream that.
Then the only way to access a web browser on PS5 is to do like a workaround thingy, and you definitely couldn't stream it on PS4. Like on PS4 there was a proper web browser. On PS5 you can, like, if you scan a QR code, for example, it can send you to the web browser, but then it's locked and you have to...
Code? Where's the QR code scanner on the PlayStation?
For example, if I connect my Discord account to the PlayStation, that's done with a QR code.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. That's what you mean.
And also, in GTA 7, for example, there's like a link that sends you to the YouTube page, and that sends you to the PlayStation web browser rather than the YouTube app for some reason. Or it sends you to their website for the esports stuff as well.
Yeah.
That's how you can get into the web browser. And then it's locked, so you can't go anywhere. And then there's some trick you can do to get out of the lock, but for sure we can't stream it from PlayStation to Discord, the wheel spin, or to YouTube, sorry. So we'll figure out how we do it. Probably just gonna be me on my phone in the Discord chat.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do. Yeah, there's the disadvantages of... I mean, you can stream from a PlayStation on a PC, but that requires having a PC and a capture card, and I doubt Gabri has
Gabas
that.
doesn't have that. I'm not sure if Gabas will even be there this Saturday. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but we will have Division 3 and Division 2 streams next week, because I should be around. I don't know any reason why I won't. I might die in the next week, but I shouldn't.
Well, I'll be around for both anyway, even if you want.
Yeah. And whether there's a Division 1 stream for the Mystery Grand Prix is unknown. We'll see. Hopefully there is. There probably won't be. But, yeah. For this evening, I think that's about all we've got. And so hopefully everyone enjoyed the stream. And yeah, just hope everyone enjoys the rest of your evening. And all there is left from me is to say goodnight, and then maybe Felix has